Hello everyone, I invite you to consider lecture number 3, Stages of Criminal Analysis. The plan of our lecture consists of the following questions. First question is components of the criminal analysis process. Second question, characteristic of the stages of criminal analysis. Third question is peculiarities of preparation, formulation and provisions of result of criminal analysis. Let's consider the first question, components of the criminal analysis process. If we consider the normative regularities of the stages of the criminal analysis process, it's carried out by written instruction, by request and proactively. Submitting request to the criminal analysis unit to conduct an operational analysis is carried out within the framework of criminal proceeding or an operational investigation case. They prepare a request with a list of the specific questions of interest to the initiator of the investigation with an identification of responsible grounds for conducting a criminal analysis and with the attachment of all necessary materials containing information about the event signed by the head of the interested unit is sent to the criminal analysis unit. The criminal analyst receives materials for criminal analysis in accordance with the resolution of the head of the criminal analysis unit. The analytical product with the result of the conducted criminal analysis is registered in the analytical system. Prior the introduction of such a system, analytical products are registered in the registration log of analytical products, where they are assigned a serial number. Depending on the information contained in the analytical product, it's given the appropriate label and subsequently registered in accordance with the records and sent to the initiator of the request. Based on the results of the use of the analytical product, the authorized person who received it returns a report feedback to the criminal analysis unit within the time specified in it. Analytical research is considered completed when the goal of the research is achieved in accordance with the given tasks and the researcher compiles the final analytical product. The data of completion of work is considered the data of registration of the original number of the analytical product. In the same general sense, the process of criminal analysis is a chain of operative actions or stages leading to the most accurate and justified conclusion based on the results of the received information. Definition of task, collection of data on information, evaluation of information. Ordering, analysis, presentation of results, dissemination, evaluation of results. A key element in conducting a criminal analysis is the assessment of information and its sources of origin, as it depends on these how useful and objective the analysis will be. Next question is characteristic of stages of criminal analysis. After collection and receiving information, the criminal analyst begins its evaluation. Information evaluation is the process of determining the value of information elements from the point of view of reliability and relevance. The main goal of information evaluation is the use of generally accepted science of the reliability of the sources and the reliability of the content of the information, which is critically important for the analytical process and the formation of a consultant. The result of such an assessment of information should be a conclusion about its relevance for the phenomenon under study. The relevance of information is the presence of a connection with the problems, correspondence to our interests, and the ability of information to contribute to the process of understanding the problem. Thus, if the information in any way related to our topic or can potentially help in the work, then it's of interest to us. The main methods of assessing the reliability of information is the 4x4 method. The specific methods provided for the classification of the reliability of the information sources according to 4 criteria. A is absolutely reliable, B is reliable in most cases, C is not reliable in most cases, and last category D, it's not possible to determine reliability. Accordingly, the reliability of information also has 4 criteria. First is the information is completely reliable. Second, the information is known to the sources personally. Third criteria is the information is not personally known to the sources, but it's confirmed by other information. Fourth is information is unknown to the sources and there is no way to confirm it. During the preparation of analytical products, the criminal analysis in his activity as he receives and organizes information, makes assumptions and puts forward hypotheses related to the objects or events that are subject to analysis. The last question that we will analyze today is peculiarities of preparation, formulation and provision of result of criminal analysis. Based on the result of the criminal analysis, the following types of conclusions are formed. Hypothesis is tentative explanation, a theory that requires additional information to confirm or reject and accept explanation of the course of events. Inference is a well-grounded explanation, a confirmed hypothesis that can be relied upon. Forecast is a conclusion about something that will happen in the future. And assessment is a conclusion drawn on the basis of a certain part and transfer it to the phenomenon or the rule. The estimate has a measurable nature and can be expressed as a monetary amount, the required time, the scale of action, and other. The result of the criminal analysis together with the conclusion are drawn up in the form of an appropriate analytical product. An analytical product is the formalized creative results of the analyst's work, which contains data or knowledge established during criminal analysis. Scheme, diagrams, tables, drawings, photographs may be added to facilitate understanding to the proposed conclusion and recommendations. Analytical products are divided into the following categories. Analytical report is an analytical product containing substantive answer to the questions posed by the customer of the analysis, which became the subject of analytical research and or the result of the assessment of risks and threats to security, freedom of citizens, proposals for their minimization and eliminations. Dossier on a natural or legal person, object or subject, organized group of criminal organization, event, a document of an informational nature regarding the object of research in accordance with the customer's request, containing systematized information formed in a form that allows its further use by authorized person, including for analytical research, and may be an integral part of it. A profile is an analytical product that contains typical or established during the analysis of science criteria that allow to characterize and establish a potential victim, criminals, event based on set of these things. Analytical orientation is an analytical product that contains information about a committed offense that was discovered in the process of conducting an analytical study of information resources provided by customer or proactively. Analytical documents is analytical products that are prepared depending on the assigned tasks and volumes of information for all areas of the unit's activity. Analytical product may be accompanied by additional materials in the form of diagrams, illustrations, photographs, lists, tables, and other. A written report must be complete with certain principles. Focus on customers' needs, formulation of the general picture of the problems under considering, placing the main conclusions on the problems in the first place. The material should be structured and logically present, while it's recommended to use clear, understandable phrases. The structure of the written report consists of introductory, analytical and research, synthesizing part, conclusions and recommendation regarding the further investigation of the criminal offense. The main components of the written report is the presence of conclusion, that is the provision of specific, substantive answer to the customer's questions. The content of the conclusion determines the value and usefulness of the analytical products. The written report contains two main functional divisions: informative and directly analytical. In turn, the analytical selection of the written report mainly contains locally considering when comparing various facts, explanation of phenomena and their interpretations, and it also formulated general conclusions and forecast of the development of the situation. Summarizing, it's worth emphasizing that analytical research is considered completed only if the goal of the research is achieved in accordance with the task provided by the initiating unit and the analyticum compiles the final analytical products. The lecture is over. The topic of the next lecture is informational resources used during criminal analysis.